Welcome back everyone to another video. Today we're going to do a little bit of a different video, which is an achievement guide. We're going to do this Need a Mint achievement. We're going to go for the advanced version immediately. It's getting a 10 damage spell from this, what is it called? The 2-drop, the Blackwing Experiment. Overall, the achievement is pretty simple, and you might even get it by accident if you discover somehow like a buffed Blackwing Experiment or something. But I didn't have it yet, and I thought I'd do a video on how to get it. So the idea is you have to buff this minion, and get it to 10 attack and then get it to die. The dying part usually is the smaller of the problems. But also buffing it to 10 attack is pretty easy at the Death Knight. So we're running a lot of attack buffs. For example, the Skeletal Sidekick, the Blood Tap, the Command Claw. Finality is actually pretty decent because the imbued hero power also gives you a buff. The Puppeteer buffs your stuff. The Harmonic Metal can buff it by +4/+4 when you play it on the even turns, like even when it's in your hand. And the Nightmare. So we have a lot of buffs here. It should be pretty simple to get this to 10 attack. Notice the achievement says you have to get it from a Blackwing Experiment, and that is actually true, because what I did is I tried to use Death Growl to move this deathrattle to another minion, and that didn't work. You will see that in a second. Other than that, I included some card draw. Again, the Finality can draw the Blackwing Experiment, which is really nice. And also you want to cycle through your deck a little bit, and then some survivability, because we have to survive long enough for this to work. These two, the Loot Hoarder and the Baron, they are actually kind of both, because like they draw cards, but they also allow you to fight for the board early. Then I have the Handler and some early game to get through the through the early game to the point where I can actually buff it enough. Command Claw as well is pretty good for that. Has like a dual use here. So let's have a look at the game I played. So here we have the actual game I did the achievement in. It was actually my first try. As I said, it's not very difficult, this achievement, and I actually messed it up the first time because I thought the Death Growl thing would work. For the mulligan here, we're just gonna keep all of this because it allows us to draw some cards, fight for the early game, and we have a small buff in hand already. And most importantly, of course, we have the Blackwing Experiments. Drawing the Morbid Swarm here is excellent. That allows us to get the corpses for the buff and just play something early on. We now see here that we are playing against an Imbue Paladin, which is very slow, so we have a pretty decent chance of finishing it here. Obviously, I should play the Loot Hoarder here in the middle, so I can buff the Death Growl or spread with Death Growl the next turn. It's not that important though. So for now, we're just waiting to draw enough cards so that we can buff our Blackwing Experiment here. We trade one off to get the additional attack here, and now we are already at 5. So for the next one, we only need the 5 more. and we're getting 4 probably from this buff here, although now that we draw a third minion, it's not guaranteed anymore. But I still go for it here and miss, unfortunately. But we still should have enough buffs soon enough to get there. He doesn't really do anything super strong there. So we're just going to keep buffing here. Playing the 6/10, that will buff it by 2/2. And now my strategy is already to spread it to the handler, because I already have like the death growl, and the handler is already at 6. The reason also to put it on the handler, except that it doesn't work, but why I thought it would make sense to put it on the handler is that I can kill the handler off because it has rush, or more easily I can kill the handler off. So I go for the buff on the handler here with the intention of next turn going for handler and then experiment and spread the deathrattle. That's the idea here. I won't quite be able to kill off the handler because it will have too much health, but that's not too important. I think I can wait a turn as well. I'm just attacking here to pretend like I'm actually playing the game as well. This is kind of important when you do these achievements, that like you don't just do nothing, because then they are less incentivized to trade their minions with you and just try and kill you off. So I think you should always attack there. And now I thought I had it, and actually I didn't, because as we're going to see in a second here, this is not going to work. So it will give me the spell, so that much will work, but it won't do the achievement. If you read the achievement carefully, it also says you have to get it from the Blackwing Experiment, but I thought that was just awkward wording. Like I read that, but I couldn't imagine that that's how they actually coded it, but they actually did. So I'm gonna show you now when my 14-4 dies that the achievement is not done. And then we have to replan. So we don't have to give up yet. We can still do it this game. We could also go next, but I mean, we are pretty lucky here that we've got an Imbue Paladin, which doesn't put that much pressure on us. So I think it makes sense to keep trying. How do we keep trying? Well, we just clear the board, draw cards, and hope that we get it. We have to draw the second Blackwing Experiment now. I'm gonna fast forward here because I'm just like trying to control the game until I draw the experiment. And this is basically our last chance. And we actually do draw the Blackwing Experiment here, which is super nice. That's exactly what we want. It's already at 7, and we can buff it up, and then we can kill it off. So I messed this up pretty poorly because I thought it would work. But I still managed to do it. So if you have enough buffs and enough early game survivability, this achievement shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'll link the decklist in the description. I will probably exchange those death outs because they don't actually work. Yeah, I wish you good luck if you're trying to do this achievement as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did so, please leave a like or subscribe. That helps me out a lot. And hopefully see you for the next one.